Welcome back, everybody. So, I know last time I kind of said I was going to go ahead and decorate off camera or whatever, but I think I'm going to go ahead and just do that in this episode. Take a breath. I feel like I was rushing a little bit the last couple episodes. The whole Aurora thing threw me off a little bit, and I don't. That's not really the tone I want from this walkthrough. The other thing is, I need to kind of confess I screwed up. Bless me, Father, for I have sinned. I have driven my Seamoth around with 60-odd health for no good reason for most of the last episode. Don't do that, guys. It is not good policy. You should stop and repair your Seamoth anytime you notice it's damaged. Because that is just... A fully repaired Seamoth can survive an attack by a Reaper Leviathan. A not fully repaired Seamoth can get wrecked, and then you lose the Seamoth and all your upgrades. Not a great time. Alright, so moving on. Let's go ahead and take a look here. You know, I was thinking about it. I think I really do want to put an observatory out here, which is going to mean I'm going to need to move this whole foundation. Which is going to mean I'm going to need to take samples of all this stuff and move these grow beds. So, let's see where we're at as far as locker space goes. I'm going to need lockers for that. I'm going to need titanium for that. Okay. Oh, that's right. I'm like, why am I carrying around a computer chip? It's because I deconstructed that modification station over there. Alright, let's go get some more titanium. We need a fair bit of that for remodeling anyway. For decoration. I'm gonna head back out to the crash zone. Really a pretty quick place to get a bunch of titanium at once. I think I want to mention Wheeler116 mentioned in the comments of the last episode that I completely forgot about the Ghost Leviathan that hangs out over in the Blood Kelp Trench by CTOU's LifePod, by LifePod 2. There's an adult Ghost Leviathan out there. One of only a couple places in the map where they spawn other than the Void. You do want to watch out for them, but if you're hanging around on the periphery or if you're down in the bottom just gathering resources, in that case it's unlikely that you will see him. But just something to think about if you're up there in the Blood Kelp zone. Again, a Seamoth with a couple of cargo modules on it is a real quick way to gather some titanium. Especially in the crash zone. Really easy to see this stuff out here because there's no grass and things like that in the way. So I'm thinking this time around we'll go ahead and relax, decorate a bit. Ooh, maybe go ahead and build the Cyclops. And yeah, that'll probably be enough for this time. You know what? I need to eat something. Processing a lot of titanium is not interesting. But it definitely goes faster with a pair of fabricators once you get the pattern down. Okay. That'll do for now. There we go. Okay, so as I was saying, let's get a locker put up. This place, you know, I'm gonna put it over here. Okay, come on, brain, where you at? That's good, put 2. Just cause I'm not sure how much space I'll need for all this stuff out of here. Okay, set that, set that. Okay, couple of those. And let's pick all those up.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
Okay. Stop that. All right. Oh, that's not great. That actually puts my base below the strength it needs. I'll fix that in a sec. There's gonna be a bunch of leaks to fix once I get back inside. But yeah, there we go. Okay, that'll work. Now the question is, yes, I can build that. Okay, good. Okay. Should have thought of that beforehand. This is kind of the downside if you ever get below the appropriate base strength. You gotta run around finding all the leaks. And you gotta find all of them before they'll finally drain. It's especially a problem in a big base because there can be bunches of them all over the place. Okay, that's it for that floor. And your Seamouth doesn't work your Sea Glide doesn't work inside a flooded base either. Really annoying. Sometimes they can even hide behind lockers. Ah, there we go. This is the kind of place where like Ultra Glide fins comes in real handy. Because if you have swim charge fins, you swim slower. Okay, so that's everything in the main section. It's got to be at least one.
Hull integrity
That's the
restored.
last one.
Draining systems initiated.
Okay, well. What do I need for that? Observatory. There we go. Spare batteries. Alright, that works. Okay. A couple of enameled glass. Also, I'm gonna go put in another reinforcement just so I don't act like an idiot and take my base strength again. Let's see, where's a good place for that? Bet I got room out here. Yep. That's a good place for it. There we go, you can see I'm at like, is that 12 now? That should be plenty for whatever else I want to tack on here, even if I was going to put in another observatory. Let's see, I got both of those right. Yeah. Okay. Well. Most of the decorations that we want to build take titanium. The bed's gonna take some mesh. I'll have to get that. That takes one. Alright. Let's start. I'm also going to want some more windows up here, I think. And an indoor grow bed. Oh, right. I got to make sure and put in some wall shelves for marble melons. Now, the thing about marble melons is that, and that's not a good place for them. Okay, not going to put those there. Well, that's really not going to cooperate. The thing about marble melons is, like, it would seem like it would be most efficient to plant them in an indoor grow bed because you can get like 16 of them in one grow bed. The problem is there's kind of a glitch in the current version that does not permit you to readily slash things. What the? Huh. That's not supposed to happen. Anyway, it doesn't permit you to readily slash ground level stuff like marble melons in a grow bed. Same reason it's hard to hit cave crawlers. So the solution is to... Oh, that's why. These things are apparently just close enough that if you slash in the right spot, you can get a creepvine sample off them. Anyway. So the solution is to go ahead and build wall pots, or wall shelves, plant shelves, whatever. Because you can easily harvest them from here. Where did I put those marble melons? There we go. And the only downside to these versus a grow bed is that with a grow bed, you open the interface once and you can plant all of them. With these plant shelves, you have to open each individual item container interface. Okay. Windows. There we go. That whole level's kind of a nothing going on there sort of level. I don't know how I feel about having a liminal space built into my base. And nothing else. Let's put a window in here. There we go. There we go. straight. Are you serious? Where's my coffee maker? I haven't scanned the coffee maker. Terrible. I'll have to fix that in a bit. Bed is really handy if you have eggs in here that you're trying to get to hatch, because it causes time to pass. It's pretty much the only way in the game to get time to pass quickly. I thought I made another glass. Okay, what else?
Welcome aboard,
Oh, I
Captain.
gotta replace those grow beds over here. things in the grow bed. Okay. Can't believe I never scanned a coffee maker though.
All systems online.
Should be at a couple of these different wrecks here in the on the edge of the shallows. Just one of those random things. If I can't find it here, it might. It also shows up in the grassy plateau wreckage here and there. There's one. Gotta have coffee. Potato chips aren't worth much. They're kind of a fun little thing. Similarly, coffee. In BZ, I want to say, in below zero, I want to say coffee gives you some additional heat, but it reduces your water. Okay. Now, when you sit on a bench, your food.
Endorphin levels low. Consider taking a seat and meditating. It may help to remember that problems exist only where you choose to see them.
while you are seated, your food and water don't go down. So if you, again, similar to with the bed, if you're trying to wait for something to hatch or grow, you can sit on a bench and wait, and nothing will happen. That is a lot of jelly eggs. All right. So, this is the other fun part. I like to just have a school of jelly rays swimming around my base. Especially when I've got a glass dome on here, watching them swim around up there is nice. They'll wander around a bit, they don't usually wander far. Can't really interact with them once you release them, but... I don't know if I've really discussed this before, but with regard to stuff like the crab snake, anything that you breed in here is completely harmless in the containment unit. Once you release it into the environment, it remains neutral towards you, but will resume hunting other stuff that it would normally eat, like other fish. In some cases, they will still attack vehicles, specifically like crab squids and ambeals can be hazardous to your base, because crab squids have a EMP attack, and ambeals do shock damage. So you can end up doing base damage that way. Same reason you never plant a tiger plant anywhere near your base. Okay, I think that's probably enough. So, what I'm gonna have to do now is go in and take out all the extra jelly ray eggs. Otherwise, they're gonna, once those hatch, they'll start breeding again. Having one in here would be fine. But if you have a pair, they'll breed. Nope, that's not where I wanted that. I believe I was putting spare fauna in here. And what the heck? Just cuz. Oh. Yeah, that'll be fine. Ah, those grew pretty fast. Anyway, that's how you harvest marble melons. You eat 3/1, replant all 4. Just do them in groups of 4. Let's see. Okay. If you really want to, nope, I take it back. Nope. Yeah. If you really want to, you can actually build partitions. Have a completely sectioned off bedroom. Or whatever. Anyway, I don't need those there. But if, say, I wanted to build a small bedroom instead of putting my bed out in the observatory, I could totally do that. Put the rest of the decorations up. To put up posters, you put them in your inventory slots. Same with placing, Same with placing other decorative items. See, that's pretty nice. Use the bracket keys on PC to rotate that. The Keep Calm poster is really fun. I actually got one of those printed out in real life. I got it for a gift recently. It's off-center though. There we go. Okay, I might fiddle with stuff some more later. I need to plant stuff down there. What are you doing? No, you should go somewhere else. Go ahead, beat it. My night garden over here. All the glowing stuff. That doesn't show up very well at all. That needs light. Take that out of there. Put a bulb bush in here instead. There we go.
Welcome aboard, Captain.
One thing I'm not going to do is use my perimeter defense here, because I'd sap all my jelly rays and probably the cuttlefish to boot. Go away. I keep randomly getting those. It's so weird. Anyway. Okay. So, that's all the decorating I wanted to do this time. I think next time we are going to kind of start moving forward on the next phase of the game. And in light of that, let's just kind of review before we move on. I want to talk about the things that can kill you in this area before we continue. So, drowning, obviously. Those guys. If you hang around too long, those little pods burst. If you grab them in time, you can use them for making weapons. I usually don't. There's usually no good reason. Stalkers, obviously, which don't do a ton of damage. Of course, especially once you've got the reinforced dive suit. Thermal damage from the geyser down here. Watch out for that. Oof. Crapola. Oh, I didn't realize how deep I was. Yikes. Yes, even with the reinforced dive suit, that nearly finished me off like an idiot. I swam all the way down in there. I don't think I've even run into one of those this whole game. So I'm gonna pop back in and grab a couple of those. Okay. There's that. There's the drooping stingers. Wow. Oh. That's interesting to note. Drooping stingers don't seem to do any damage at all when you're wearing the reinforced dive suit. Good to know. There's these ding-dongs. Again, not much of an issue when you have the reinforced dive suit. There's the mesmers to watch out for. Oop, missed that one. Anyway, I don't see any of those in here right now. There's usually at least one in here. Much later in the game. Some of the deep rope. There he is. Much later in the game, you can actually get mesmer eggs. Hard
It
to
is your
avoid. Oh,
primary
there he is.
objective to swim closer to that beautiful creature. Swim closer.
And then, of course, there's stalkers out here. I think we already mentioned that. Yeah, that's about it. And then, of course, you know, out in the grassy plateau, you've got sand sharks, which don't really do much more than stalkers and occasional bleeder, biters, minimally dangerous. Yeah, so that's fun. I think next time we'll go ahead and build the Cyclops and go on from there. Yeah, thanks for joining me.